Bahasa Inggris.
Once upon a time, Princess Rose was the daughter of the good king, and she was loyal and she was loving. But in the neighboring land, there lived the cruel king. And one day, they heard the drums of war, and the cruel king was advancing to the border to fight the good king. And finally, the great battle ensued. And the good king was overcome, and the cruel king threw him into the deepest, darkest, and dungeon. Princess Rose was distraught, and she went to the cruel king. On bended knee, she begged him to release her father, who was such a good man. But the cruel king merely laughed and refused, and was about to send her on her way, when suddenly he said,
"Stop! I will release your father if you can answer this riddle. If not, I will have your head off. You must come back to me,"
said the cruel king.
"naked but clothed, on horseback but on foot, and you must give me a gift, but not give me a gift."
So Princess Rose went on her way, and she thought, she pondered, she puzzled, and she wondered. And one day she found herself walking by the seashore. She noticed the fishermen casting their nets into the sea, and she had an idea. She asked them if she could borrow one of their nets, and she took it with her. On the next day, still pondering, she found herself walking on the high moors, and there was a little tiny pony that if she sat on, her feet would touch the ground. That night, as she sat in her attic room, she opened the lattice windows, and in flew a white dove, and she gently stretched forth her hand and caught the dove. On the next day, she approached the cruel king, and he looked at her,
amazed, for he was a young girl,
naked but clothed in a fishing net, sitting on a pony so short that her feet touched the ground, so that she was walking as well.
and as she came towards him, in her hands was a white dove, and she reached her hand out to the king, and he stretched his out to receive the gift. But at the very moment before he touched the gift, she released the dove, and it flew up into the sky. And the cruel king looked at her in amazement and smiled, and said
that she was the sharpest and the wittiest woman in the land.
And the good king was released, and they all lived happily ever after.